What's up, guys? I had a friend that invited me to this Life Surge event, and that guy right behind me, yes, that is Tim Tebow. So it's been a pretty good day. Let me get out here real quick. But yeah, Tim Tebow, he's doing a good speech right now. It's been a great day. The Life Surge event, you know, it's a full day. I mean, I've been here since like 7 a.m., you know, and right now it's, you know, what, after 5 o'clock. So they go, there's all these speakers and they go over all this investing information, from taxes to real estate to the stock market, and really good day. I was a little questionable about it, you know, at first, and, you know, I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to go to this skateboard event, but I'm so glad I came. I mean, great information, great speakers, but yeah, I'm gonna go over a few things with you. I'm gonna show you a clip first, but then I'm gonna get to the ETFs that I think that are good to sell options on, and two of them are really good for a certain reason, so we'll get to that. But let me show you this clip real quick of earlier today of this speaker, the guy, I forget his name actually, but he was the one that was going over all the in the stock market, and but you know what? He didn't go over options, didn't even talk about options. So that just goes to show, I'm at an event that is going over finances, and they go over all this stuff, not a peep about options. That just goes to show, I mean, there's not many, you know, classes. I mean, there's some classes out there, but there's not many things going on where they teach you about options. So it's good that we have these YouTube channels and we can learn the process. All right, so let's get to this clip real quick and I'll be right back, all right?
People ask me all the time, Champ, where should I buy gold? Should I buy gold now, or should I buy Tesla stock, Nvidia, or Bitcoin? They always ask me, where should I buy and where should I sell? Well, Warren Buffett, you know what he says? He said you want to buy a great company at a great price. He said you want to follow the institution's orders. Well, who are the institutions? Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Berkshire Hathaway. See, listen, you and I buy 100 shares of GE stock. Goldman Sachs will buy 50 million shares of GE stock. And when they put an order in for 50 million shares of GE stock, two things happen. This is really important. Lean in and listen. Two things happen when they put an order in that size. One, they create a massive amount of demand for that stock at a certain price because of the size of their order. And when there's more demand than supply for anything, what happens to the price? It does what?
Goes up.
It goes up.
All right, guys, so yeah, he was a really good speaker, talked about a lot of different stocks and went over some charts with everybody. You know, a lot of these people, they don't know much about the stock market, so it was a lot of basic stuff and didn't say anything about stock options. So I mean, if you hear these people, they, you know, teach about the market and everything, it's very rare that you hear about option selling. Very rare. So good thing that we have YouTube where you can learn how to sell these options. So one of the things I was going to go over is a lot of people are saying how high the market is right now, and they're scared, right? So they're at an all-time high. They don't want to sell these options and then be caught with the stock, and then the stocks drop, okay? But, I mean, there is a better way, and I'm going to go over that with you in a minute. But look at this chart from the S&P 500, okay? All right, let's go to the 1 year on the S&P. So you can see how high it's gotten, right? I mean, it went up over 17% this year alone. Let's go to the 5 year. Look at the 5 year. 5 year, up 82.14%, the S&P 500. So the average is like 11%, and it's well over that. So it's kind of a bubble right now. That's why a lot of people are scared. This year, my opinion is it's going to be all right this year, but it's not going to go up forever. At some point, there's going to be a drop, you know? I mean, there's drops 5% drops. There's 5% drops like 1 to 3 times a year. Let me get to that real quick. So small drops, 5% or more, happen almost every year. on average 2 to 3 times per year. Okay, so you're going to get little drops. You might end the year up 20%, but in that year you're going to have some small dips. You know, look at earlier this year when we had the announcement of all the tariffs. There was a pretty decent dip, you know, but that's an opportunity. Don't think of it as a bad thing, but just be prepared for it. So you can sell options on these ETFs and you can make good money when it goes down. So, and also the corrections, you get those 1 to 2 times a year, and those are 10% or more corrections. Bear markets, 20% or more, which we saw that with the housing debacle. That went down, gosh, it was like, what, 35%, something like that, maybe 40%. Those happen every 6 to 7 years, okay? So it doesn't matter. The market's going to go like this. It's not going to go straight up, and you're going to have the dips. So what do you want to do when that happens? You know, like I said, people are kind of scared right now because the market is so high. They're like, they don't want to get into anything because, or they don't want to sell options on anything because they're going to be waiting for a dip, you know, and they don't want to sell a put option, and then the market drops and they obtain these shares and then it keeps going down. And then they lose money, which would happen with me with the Carnival, but it was the other way around. It went up, and I sold the share, so it was kind of the opposite. But they're a little scared right now, so no need to be scared. There's other things that you can buy or sell options on, where that is not going to matter or it's going to benefit you, okay? So I've got these ETFs that I looked up, and that's right level with the S&P 500. You got the SSO. These are if the market keeps going up, which this year, like I said, I think it's going to be okay, maybe. I think so because of all the more money in people's pockets from the tax reduction, and you know, gas is coming down. The interest rates, you know, Trump's going to put his boy in there and bring these interest rates down. You know, that's going to happen. So all these companies that have a lot of debt, the interest rates going down is going to help them. They can refinance. All the companies like my company that uses a lot of gas, Carnival Cruise Lines, they use a ton of gas. The gas prices are going down. There's going to be a lot more money in people's and companies' pockets, okay? Which is more profits and more spending. So I think the market's going to be okay this year, but at some point it's not going to be okay. You're going to get that dip. So the SSO, that is a ×2. So if the S&P 500 goes up 1%, this is going up 2, okay? And that right now is at 59.90, okay? So all these stocks, all these ETFs I pick, they're all around the same price, around 45 to 60 bucks, you know, so they're not crazy, you know, so that one also pays a 0.68% dividend, okay? There's gonna be a bunch of people coming out of here, so let me go over here. So there's also the NASDAQ, right? Let me get some light though. The NASDAQ, TQQQ, you guys know about that one if you watch my videos. I've been selling options on that for like 2 months now and doing really well. Got my strike price at $59 and it hasn't hit it yet. So doing well on that. So that is a ×3, and that dividend is 0.65%. It's at 55.76 right now. So not crazy high, you know. It's manageable for some people. So you would need like $6,000 in your account, and you can sell a put option on that. So, being the market is so high right now and everyone's scared, so what do you do now? What's your best bet? So if the market drops, what do you want to be selling options on? Well, I looked up some ETFs, and the S&P 500, this one follows the S&P 500, it's SPXU, okay? That one is a ×3. So when the S&P 500 goes up or down 1%, this does 3, okay? So it's very volatile, so you got to be a little careful. But the volatility gives you great premium. So that one right now is at 47.31. Let me show you here. So So here it is, 47.31, and this shorts the S&P 500. So you make money when it goes down, and it's at an all-time high. But what's the best part about this? It pays a 7% dividend. 7% dividend, okay? So here's the deal. You sell an option on that, you make the premium. I mean, if you want to be safe, you put it at a delta of like 15. If you want to get a little risky, you want to, you know, have the delta at like 30, maybe 40. If you really want the stock, 40 or 50. So you get great premium. And if you get a hold of the stock and you've got to hold it for a while, you're getting a 7% dividend, which is amazing, you know? So that's a good one. And then I've got one that follows the NASDAQ, all right? So the one that follows the NASDAQ is SQQQ. That's a ×3 also. So like I said, when the NASDAQ goes up 1% or down 1%, this does 3. Very volatile, okay? So got to be a little careful with that one. But this one is at $64 or $64.67. So not horrible, but the best thing is this one pays a 9.36% dividend. 9.36. So if you get a hold of the shares and you hold them for a while, you're getting almost a 10% dividend to just wait, you know? So as it's going down, you're making money if there's a dip, and if it's still going up, I mean, how much further can the NASDAQ go up? They're all at a pretty much all-time high, you know? So if you gotta wait for the dip, you're getting almost a 10% dividend. So that is amazing, you know, like that's what I'm going to be looking at doing, you know, is getting into one of these and selling options on these. So I just wanted to go over that with you guys because people, I mean, a few people on the channel and just people in my personal life have been talking about how high the market is and I'm scared to get in on anything. But you can use these shorts and just go the other way. It's like literally the perfect time, you know. So if the market's at a bottom, you just want to sell, and when you sell options on stocks or ETFs that are going up, you make money. And if it's at a high, like the market is right now, you have these shorts to use. So there's different options. You don't have, and it's the market is at an all-time high, over 80% in the past 3 years. Now's the time to do it. So just wanted to go over those things with you guys. And I'm going to get back to this event. So if you guys like the content, you haven't subscribed already, subscribe if you would. I'd really appreciate it. It helps out my channel. Like the video, share the videos. You know, this is good information. What is it? APLD. I'll go over that with you real quick. I had those options out, right? And I sold those for, the 9th expiration, January 9th. And then it popped up at its earnings, and I was able to sell another option for the same expiration date and got even more premium. So I let those expire this past Friday, so now I got the cash that I need to sell some options with that cash, you know. So I'm going to be looking around for stock or maybe one of these ETFs to sell the options on next week. So I've got the cash. I'm going to make some money with it. I don't like sitting on the sidelines because that's just no fun, really. So I'll be looking at that next week. But if you would, you know, like I said, share the videos and subscribe if you haven't already. And I appreciate everybody that's commenting. And in the comments, if you guys would, let me know what you're having trouble with. I know there's a lot of people out there that are just learning to sell these options. And I'm trying to think of different ideas to make videos that are going to help people, right? So you guys in the comments, if you would, just tell me what you're having trouble with. And I'm going to do my research and I'll make a video on it. And let's learn this process and learn the best way to use the options to make great premium, steady money. And let's keep making that money, all right? All right, guys, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go meet my friend again and get out of here and get home and get this video all edited and out to you guys. All right, y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you. Oh, and I'm on vacation this week, so I don't have to be in that truck for another week. So Tuesday, I'll be making the video from somewhere, not sure where yet, but it won't be in my truck, thank God. So that's a very good thing. All right, I'm gonna get back to this. Let's go back in this room here. I guess Tim Tebow is probably gone, but yeah, everyone's out of here. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Y'all have a great one. All right, bye guys.